welcome to the Cult Connections Review Show. I'm your host, Ian Graham. In every episode, I will be joined by a guest to review what's new in the world of film and TV. So whatever takes my fancy, hopefully takes your fancy too. Come and join us on the Cult Connections Review Show. Hello there. Welcome back to the Cult Connections Review Show. I am, of course, Ian. Now, I am joined by another co-host for the next 6 weeks. Now, if the Joseph is a man whose coat has many colours, if Sir Thomas More is a man for many, if not all seasons, this man is a man of many podcasts. It is, of course, Mark Plant. How are you, Mark?
Misa love the sound of my own voice. I'm very well, mate. Are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I am good. And I'm good because actually we're finally getting round to talking about Obi Wan Kenobi, which will be here in 7 days' time. Are you excited, Mark?
I am excited. Yeah, I am just as excited as I was about Book of Boba Fett. As listeners, regular listeners will know, we loved Book of Boba Fett and we don't care what anybody else thinks.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty certain this is also going to be fun. Plus, we get to kind of delve into a time that I'm not so familiar with in the Star Wars expanded universe or whatever we're calling it now.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that is. I'm extra excited about that.
Yeah, and to be fair, Mark, it's not a. I will admit I don't really know the games or the books or anything like that, so it isn't really a time that has been explored much at all. So obviously we've got, film wise, we've got the Solo, the Rogue One, of course, but that fairly much just leads into A New Hope. The Star Wars Rebels does sort of cover a little bit of that sort of time as well, but not within the main sort of strand, not within the Skywalker.
Yeah.
Their sort of saga, as it were. So that does go its own way. So with Obi-Wan, apparently it's set in the middle of the revenge of the Sith, and then a New Hope. So we have Obi-Wan sitting in his desert, cave.
Yeah,
looking after, or keeping an eye on,
perving on Luke.
Yeah,
with binoculars. Yeah, absolutely. Very Jimmy Stewart.
just a bit. Yeah.
There's some stormtroopers have murdered a family over here.
But what I'd like to know about this one, Matt, or for your feelings, because obviously Boba Fett gave us a character who despite his very limited screen time up on till now was a firm fan sort of favourite, and I think we all wanted more Boba Fett. But do we need to tell Obi-Wan's story? Is that something that we need to go in sort of further?
I think as a purist when it comes to the original trilogy, the throwaway line of, pretty much, I knew your father, I fought with him in the Clone Wars and that's it. And that, having fleshed that out, was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I do think this is entirely unnecessary, but doesn't mean it's not going to make for good television.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. Yeah, I don't think we do need it. I think as well, we know by the trailer. So if you haven't watched the trailer, why are you listening to this for a start? But so if you haven't watched the latest trailer, but we knew it anyway. But it does they confirm that Vader is in it, and we will assume that the Obi-Wan and Vader will meet, and there will be a conflict. So does that mean that the meeting in the Revenge of the Sith was not the last time that they met, which Vader references in A New Hope, and there is in fact another last time that they met?
Are we rewriting the history of something from 30 years ago?
Yeah.
I guess so. And whilst I'm not hugely bothered about them tripping themselves up and things, is there potentially a chance that the two stories of Vader and Obi-Wan will run concurrently and they'll never meet? No, that's not going to happen. They're bound to meet.
Well, I did actually give that some thought last night and thought that could happen. Almost like strangers in the night, or they're on different sort of platforms at the train station, and they just miss one
no
another.
point do they share a cup of tea in the tea room. Is that what you're saying?
But so who knows? I mean, that's the thing. But no, I mean, we would assume that there will be a a conflict, a meeting, a fight, a battle.
Sure.
And I think as well, with what limited information that we know, I think that the actors themselves have they sort of alluded to that, and also I do believe that the director was like, I need to do a lightsaber battle that would logically fit in halfway between Sith and a New Hope. So yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I haven't heard that, and I've specifically not watched too much. I've watched the trailer to cover the last discussion we had about the trailer and this one, but then I'm kind of hiding away from the other stuff because I really do want it to be a nice surprise,
Yeah. But to be fair, I mean, there is hardly any information out there. I am surmising this, but we do know there will be other lightsaber wielding the villains who Obi-Wan will meet. So he will meet them, but that's not to say he will meet Vader. So we could be wrong.
Yeah.
But we do know Hayden the Christensen is in the series, so yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The last performance he's done since, I think, the American remake of The Eye. I might be making that up, but he was in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
he's not done much. No, fair enough. I think as well though. But if we're looking at this, and obviously, the man DeLorean has given us a new story. The Boba Fett as well is telling us a new story as well, because we thought he was dead.
Yeah.
But this is going back, and it's like we say, it's going to plug a gap, as it were. But what other Star Wars sort of stories would you like to have there, Mark, or what would you like to see?
Quite a few things. I'm a big fan of a prequel if it's done well. So, I don't hate the prequels. Attack of the Clones can get in the bin, but other than that, I don't really hate the prequels so much. But a prequel, maybe a coming of age prequel. Jabba the Hutt, The Wonder Years. What would you do if I was a gangster? Would you feed me little froggy things? That kind of thing. Maybe no. Okay. Maybe Gonk Droid. The story of Gonk Droid across 8 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah. Silence. Or your man in Jabba's palace. You're a feisty one. His story. His rise up through the ranks at Jabba's palace.
They're the Smash robot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure about that. I would like a bit of sort of closure for their Jar Jar, that's someone I'd like to see come there back, or we do find out what did happen to him, because Jar Jar's story is quite dark. And it would be
the clown on the streets. The clown on the streets story is very dark. If you've heard that from the expanded comics, he doesn't meet a happy end, Jar Jar.
No. Oh well.
But yeah, I think, do you know what? Maybe the time is now for us to reassess Jar Jar as a character. Maybe it's now.
Maybe it is.
Yeah. The look on your face that the listeners don't see suggests that you don't agree with me. But honestly, I think now could be the time. I think we've all grown. Maybe Jar Jar could too.
I think that is a conversation actually for another time, Mark. Thanks very much.
I tell you what I would like. I would like what I loved as a kid. I really liked the Jedi Academy stories, which were all set after Jedi. So it was Luke Skywalker's Jedi Academy, and his I want to say his son Ben and daughter, I can't remember, and then we had Han Solo's. I want to say him and Leia had a son and a daughter as well, but I can't quite remember how it fit. But that's what I would like: the rebuilding of a temple, the rebuilding of a religion, and the stories around that. But they seem to have kiboshed the whole expanded universe from the books.
Right. And did they get up to japes and fun sort of pranks?
No, it was very serious. No, it wasn't like Police Academy.
Oh.
Or Ski School.
Oh, that's a shame. I would have liked that. I think some of those areas, I mean, obviously, we did get the Clone Wars, but I would like to see, well, actually, who are the knights of the old the Republic? Could we do something with that? Could we do something with some of the old dead Darths that we've heard about? So Darth. Darth Plagueis the Wise.
Yeah, the Wise. Yeah. Well, you'll never hear that because it's a story the Jedi wouldn't tell you, Ian.
Well, that's a good point. Are there any little bits in this, Mark, that you would like to see? Is there any sort of connective sort of tissue or things that you feel Obi-Wan should be seen sort of doing in this series?
Yeah, I think because of where we are, I think we need to see, and I know we've seen a lot of this in Boba Fett, but I think we need to see quite how much crime is going on this godforsaken planet. So I of course I want to see Jabba. I need to really get over my obsession with Jabba the Hutt, but he and I look very much alike. We are very similar creatures, but I would like to see some of that or some of that kind of thing. What we did see in the trailer was what seems to be some sort of almost mirroring what's happening in America with unions at the moment, some sort of uprising of, I don't know if they're slaves or if they're just oppressed people. There's this fantastic looking uprising, and you know me and politics, Ian, those things go hand in hand. So yeah. I'm really excited to see what difference that makes, because it almost seems like when we go to Tatooine for the first time in A New Hope that it's somewhere that the Empire really isn't. It's somewhere where they're only there because those droids, shot off and landed there. Otherwise, they're not there. They couldn't give two tosses about bloody sand. And we know Darth Vader doesn't like sand because it's coarse and it gets everywhere. It doesn't like it. But yeah, they don't. It almost seems like a place that's forgotten. If only whoever makes all of these Disney Plus things could also forget Tatooine. Am I right?
Yeah. Well, that is a big issue, because all three series so far are giving us Tatooine in some their measure. To be honest, The Mandalorian only had there are a couple of episodes there, but that is by the by. For me, Mark, there's a big thing that I really need. I need to see this. Or what I would like to see is Obi-Wan and his droid companion, because I'm fairly sure that he probably has one, because he's a lying bastard, as we know.
He is. Claims he doesn't know the droid,
Yeah.
when actually it was built by Darth Vader,
Yeah.
and he was there when Darth Vader was building it, and they went on many adventures together.
Exactly. Yeah. And now sort of pedants will tell you that, of course, Obi-Wan never owned a droid, because he wouldn't own a droid, would he? Because he's a Jedi and blah blah blah, and they probably don't own things in their made up, mythical, their sort of rules that they have.
Yeah. Lightsabers are on loan from the greater above.
Yeah. Well, you have to go and get your own, their sort of crystal, and then they make your own their lightsaber, apparently. But so of course Obi-Wan would never have owned a droid, even though he knew them, even though R4 was with him, on his their travels and such like. But this got me thinking, Mark, and I did what I watched. I watched a tiny bit last night of the Revenge of the Sith, and at the end of the final battle, on the big lava planet, whose name escapes me again.
Yeah,
and
mine too.
and then
I kind of blocked that film out.
but anyway, at the end of it, so he is taken the high ground, and he's going back to the ship, and C-3PO calls him Master Kenobi. So Obi-Wan is he looks on Obi-Wan as being a master, and so
he's traded in straight away. As soon as it looks like Anakin's done for, he's jumped ship, starship, if you will, and decided to. I mean, what a fickle golden bastard he is.
I'm gonna actually, funnily enough, I've got another episode planned where I'm talking a lot more about why C-3PO is an utter prick, but that's to come. That's for the future.
Nothing to do with the actor, who I believe is also a massive prick. But let's not get ourselves cancelled here.
No. I don't want sued. Thanks. So what? So I put out some feeders on their social media. I was swamped with replies, Mark. Overwhelmed, in fact, by the one reply. And funnily enough, this does actually fit in to what we have just been talking about. So Mr. Randall Parker would like to see Obi-Wan chop his mate's legs off again, which I'm not sure is going to happen, but who knows?
They're metal now; they're replaceable. It's fine.
True, very true.
They can rebuild him. They have the technology.
Yeah. So that was the extent of their social media interaction. Thank you.
It'll shoot right up that, Ian, when the show starts and everyone's feverishly wanting to add information to this fantastic.
I do hope that they really do. I really do. But anyway, thank you, Randall. I know you are listening. So technicals bit. So what we do know about the show. So it's going to be directed by Deborah Chow, who has directed episodes of The Mandalorian, I believe American Gods, and one of my favourites actually, the Better Call Saul.
All right, okay, I did the Breaking Bad thing, but I never did Better Call Saul. Rachel's never watched Breaking Bad, so I don't really want to get into Better Call Saul till I've got to watch that.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's a fair point. Writers, there's a little bit of the Tom Cruise vibe going on. So we have Joby Harold, who wrote Edge of Tomorrow, or Live, Die, Repeat, as it's better known. Hossein Amini, who did The Alienist and 47 Ronin. Stuart Beattie, who wrote Collateral and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right.
Hannah Friedman, who wrote Wet Hot American Summer.
Oh, previous episode of my podcast. There you go.
But perhaps most interestingly, and which is going to lead on to my next question, though, Mark, is Andrew Stanton, who's written Wall-E. They're the Finding films, so they're Finding Nemo and Finding Dory, and Toy Story 2. So, lovely family favourites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So the finding bit, this I guess one would be called Finding Luke, and the Wall-E one. At some point, there's going to be a little droid on this desolate planet. So I guess that's how these are going to work. I don't know about Toy Story 2. Maybe it's about, I don't know, Obi Wan finding out that he could that actually he's from a historically great film franchise. No, that doesn't really work. Anyway.
No.
I mean, I'll give that one once more round the table before I. Yeah, okay.
But it did make me think, and one of the things that so little bits of information have kind of dripped out over the past 3 or 4 weeks, but one of them was the rating for the show. So it's going to be a PG. Now, Mark, how old were you when you first saw Star Wars?
I would have certainly been between 3 and 5 because I was obsessed with it for my 5th birthday.
Right.
So yeah, it would have been very, very young. And Mum and Dad took me to see Return of the Jedi when I would have been 4 or 5. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. And same for me. Maybe about 5 or 6. 5 certainly when I saw it. But the grumblings are that the Obi-Wan series is going to be sanitized and really?
Do we need an R-rated Star Wars story?
No, we do not.
No, it's again, and we said this. In fact, I feel like I was on repeat for this during Boba Fett. This is a children's TV show. It is a family/children-friendly TV show. I've got mates with kids who are under 10. I've got family, who are under 15 who will love this. They'll absolutely go crazy for this because it's a children's thing that they can watch with their parents.
Yeah, exactly. It's a fun. Oh my God, I mentioned fun. But it's a fun space opera that children of all ages can watch and enjoy. So it doesn't matter if it's a PG because it's Star Wars, and we all fell in love with Star Wars when we were children. So stop bloody moaning about it.
There's always going to be something that people are unhappy about. That's Star Wars fans for you.
Yeah.
They've got to find something to gripe about.
One positive I think we can all say is going to be good or should be good or will be good is that one of the things we do know is that John Williams is back to do at least some of the music for the show.
Okay.
Yeah, so very excited about that.
Duel of the Fates is one of the best pieces of music from the last 30 years, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's great. Beautiful.
Yeah. And I do believe he is going to just maybe homage that a bit or use sort of some of those elements as well. And obviously, Anakin and Obi-Wan already have their themes, so so that will be great.
It's some cast, by the way, Ian. Some cast in this film, this TV show, rather. Yeah, isn't it? It's blown me away. I can't figure out like how they're going to put all of these great actors into this. I just don't get it.
Well, in what way, though, Mark? What are you?
Well,
Oh,
I mean, I'm really, really excited about the fact that O'Shea Jackson Jr. is in it. Right? I'm
okay.
absolutely unless he's gonna rap, unless he's gonna pretend to be his old man in this, like he did in that brilliant Straight Outta Compton film, which was I think the only music biopic that's not been nominated for an Oscar in the past 30 years,
Okay.
disappointingly. So I think he's great. I love Kumail Nanjiani.
Uh-huh.
He's brilliant and was utterly wasted in the Eternals. Did you watch the Eternals, Ian?
I did,
Marvel's The
yeah.
Eternals?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Wow, that was 4 hours I'm never going to get back. Yeah, he's really funny. He's got this little mousy droid in the trailer. I was really like, because you know me, I love a daft little droid, and he had this mousy kind of tiny little droid. Sorry, I'm having technical cat problems.
Yeah.
I'm having a cat-eared droid. Get out of the way. Your listeners heard the banging of the microphone. It was Colin Robinson. So yeah, he's got this little mousy droid that I was really excited. In
Uh-huh.
fact, probably a little bit more excited about than I was him. Joel Edgerton, we know who he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's going to be Owen. And Rupert Friend is the Grand Inquisitor.
This is an interesting one. So, some of the rumblings that I have heard is about what Rupert Friend looks like facially. So, because the Grand Inquisitor has been in Rebels,
Yes.
and Rupert Friend doesn't look too like the shape of his head's different. It looks more rounded.
But it's not a cartoon. You know, it's not. He's not drawn. He's a real person.
However, Mark,
Yeah.
to go back to that film that you don't like, if you go back to Revenge of the Sith,
Mm-hmm.
and the scenes on the planet where General Grievous is, and Obi-Wan goes to see him, goes to confront him, and one of the blokes in the background, one of the aliens who's in Grievous's entourage is the same species.
Oh right. Okay.
Yeah.
Does he
So
look? Does he look different
well,
to how they've made up?
his head's more like it should be in the Rebels. So that is a
Okay.
yeah. So you can I will give credit here to my son there, Jack, who picked that one up.
Well done, Jack.
Yeah,
But,
he did well. So
not only are you an international superstar, but you are flying all around the world, all around Europe. But you're picking up on Star Wars related geekdom. Well
well,
done, mate.
he loves Star Wars. So
Yeah.
So a wee bit. It's funny enough now. I was looking at IMDb yesterday, Mark, just to do some notes,
Mm-hmm.
and according to that, Ewan the McGregor gets third billing.
Yeah, I saw that. I did wonder.
Yeah.
Maybe it's. Do you think he might be joint first build?
No, surely it's Obi-Wan. Surely he's first on the thing. Surely.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know, because usually I would say, oh, well, maybe he's not in as many episodes as the other person, but they're quite blatantly listed as being in 6 episodes each.
Yeah. So yeah,
that is
an odd one.
While I was on IMDb the other day, by the way, I noticed Benny Safdie is going to be in this, and I don't know if you've got any familiarity with the Safdie brothers, but
No.
I absolutely love Uncut Gems. It's the only good Adam Sandler film, in my opinion. Very, very good. They did Good Time as well, which is excellent. And I think they've got 1,000,001 things coming out. These guys are so talented. And I didn't really realise that Benny was an actor as well. Maybe he was an actor first. And I must have missed that.
Good.
But yeah, really, really exciting stuff. If you want a really tense seat of your pants film, stressful film, Uncut Gems is for you, and you wouldn't even know it was Adam Sandler.
Well, that is their praise indeed. So we have had the trailer. We've seen, obviously, we had a snippet of sort of Vader and the landmark sort of breathing. I loved Uncle Owen's their retort to Obi Wan about.
What a burn that was!
Yeah,
Yeah. When the time comes, he must be trained, like you trained his father.
yeah,
Oh yes,
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. But still, it's not given much away at all. We really, I mean, we spoke for half an hour, Mark, based on thin air, basically.
Well, that's this podcast, isn't it? That's what we're very good at doing.
Yeah,
There was loads of kind of little flashes of things and shots of things, and we
yeah,
saw Vader being put together, which was so exciting. And loads of different looking stormtroopers and proper stormtroopers as we're used to seeing, and there was a double lightsaber and some more cool droids, and yeah, loads and loads of things
yeah.
I like. The Empire is still after Jedi as well, and I know perhaps this will be that the Grand Inquisitor and Vader will be able to sense them, but you can't imagine there are many left, can you?
Well,
After Order 66.
that's interesting. I think as well. So not just sort of Jedi's or what we know as sort of fully blown sort of Jedi's or whatever. I mean, Rebels sort of covers this about what happened to to some of the Jedi's, but there are a lot of Force sensitive their sort of people out there, and they will be considered as a threat. So that's certainly part of it as well. Um, and of course, Luke himself is there, and you would imagine his sort of presence, as it was, quite would be quite. I mean, I don't know if they can actually sense each other like that over great sort of distances, or
They can possibly smell midichlorians.
well, I do wonder about that one. Yeah.
I'm going to stop using the M word. I know it's not. I know it's not.
Yeah.
Must have been such an easier way to figure that out than midichlorians.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, again, just somebody, George, just listen to somebody. We never needed midichlorians.
Midichlorians, I think, is too. It's too. They're sciency for Star Wars. That's the trouble.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I agree.
Yeah. I think that about sums it up for me, Mark. Is there anything you want to touch on?
No, that's it. I'm excited. I think we said before we came on the recording, they're messing us about a little bit. It's a Friday night now instead of a Wednesday, which I assume there must be something coming on a Wednesday in the next few weeks.
Well, I think possibly Miss Marvel.
Right, okay. So that's a lot closer than I thought.
It's about the second week of June, so yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Which,
you're going to be a busy boy, aren't you?
I haven't actually made my mind up if I'm doing it yet, but
Okay.
But yeah, I will be busy. But yeah, I think just sort of lastly for me, I'd love to maybe see their 3PO and R2 just sort of turn up, just one more time.
Well, I mean, it's likely to happen, isn't it? They shoehorn those boys in wherever they can.
Yeah, but
those are good toys, though. So why not?
Yeah, but that would be nice. I would quite like that, or just some unexpected, their sort of cameos, in some way.
Yeah.
So
What was your man called that owned Anakin and his Watto. Let's see Watto.
Uh-huh.
Your Jedi mind tricks don't work on me. Let's see him. I like Watto.
Yeah, maybe. He never met he never met Obi-Wan though,
No,
so
no,
that
he
would
did.
be interesting.
Yeah. That
Yeah,
was
that
Qui-Gon,
could
wasn't it?
be. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was.
because
It was quite good.
Obi Wan stayed on the
He had
the
to stay
fight.
back at the ship. So
Yeah,
yeah. So anyway, who knows? It's a week away. If like me and Mark, you will be excited because it's brand new Star Wars. It's Obi Wan Kenobi. Um,
it's Ewan McGregor.
yeah,
He's good.
exactly.
He's very good. He's very good in everything he's in.
Yeah, he absolutely is. And he's Scottish, and his uncle's been in Star Wars as well,
Exactly. His
and
uncle has an amazing tash. So yeah.
and we love all that stuff. So,
Mm.
um, so thank you, Mark, my co-pilot for the next 6 weeks. Even though we hate space travel, um, we will be traveling through the stars. So thank you very much.
Yeah, don't get cocky, kid.
So thanks for listening, everyone, and may the force be with you.
And with you.